Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Jobu, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, this doesn't work. It's Saturday morning. It's finally the weekend. I actually slept in this morning. I didn't get up till 8 o'clock. But man, I have got a lot of work to do. I still have everything spread out from the draft trip and stuff. I've got to find some boxes to ship out all of the shirts that you guys won. Unfortunately, it's kind of a strange size. So I've got to go out later on this morning and see if I can get those, so I can get those things packaged up and get them to the mail for all you people that help support the Jobu Sports Report. There's no way in the world I could have done that draft trip without your support, guys, and I appreciate it. One thing I believe in is you never, ever get complacent. Because when you get complacent, it gives others an opportunity to catch up with you. You have to be a leader, not a follower. Because I always say, if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. You know, some of you guys that have been here for any length of time know that, it used to be, my studio set used to be over here on the other side of the wall. And it used to be just this one locker. Had my little microphone thing right here that hooked up to the cell phone, and it recorded. The sound wasn't too bad. The picture wasn't too bad, but it was kind of cramped up in there. I had the bar right here on this side, and then the door was on the other side, so it wasn't a great look, but it worked. People listen, people watch. But instead of just saying, that's okay, the next evolution was, you know what? Let's put another locker here beside it. Let's put a monitor in here. Let's have a seat so that way we can have another guest host. Let's build a bigger desk to give us a better look, to take it up another level, to get better. And believe me, this is far and away better than when I used to sit in front of the TV in my lawn chair. And use the TV screen as kind of my monitor and stuff. But now we've got the mixer, we've got the computer for live streaming, we've got the hardwired internet. So all those things got better. Because if you don't improve, others will catch up. I look around now, live streaming, everybody's live streaming. When I started live streaming, there wasn't a lot of people out there that were doing it. So you have to stand out because people will emulate you. Figure out what you're doing and figure out how to do better or how to beat you. And unfortunately, that was our Dallas Cowboys going into 2017. We made the playoffs in 2016 when nobody really thought we had a chance because we lost Tony Romo. We had a rookie stud quarterback that was rookie of the year. We had a great running back. Best offensive line in football. And so they got complacent. They said, you know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. We can line up with this offensive line. We can power over people. Defense is good enough that if we keep them off the field, they're going to be okay. Dez Bryant played better in the second half, so he'll just take off where he left off from. Let's keep it the same. That way everybody knows what we're doing on the team. They know how to execute. Everybody can be comfortable. And unfortunately, everybody studied what the Cowboys did. They had all offseason to figure out the weaknesses. They learned, don't let Dak get out in space. Don't let Zeke Elliott stand behind that offensive line and be able to get a head of steam up. Start doing more run blitzing, run stunning. Get upfield so that way Zeke Elliott has to make a move in the backfield instead of getting a head of steam, because when that guy gets a head of steam, 3 or 4 yards ahead of steam, he's a beast to bring down. But if you can get into the backfield, if you can do run penetration instead of letting those big offensive linemen just maul and push you all over the place, you shoot the gaps, it'll slow down that offense. Teams understood they didn't change. They learned how to beat you. Unfortunately, a lot of times you don't change things until you hit rock bottom, until you're forced to change. Last year, didn't turn out so good. So changes had come. They got rid of some coaches. Not all of them. They got rid of some coaches, position coaches. You're going to get a different set of eyes on the players. You're going to have different ideas and different ways of doing things, from the offensive line to the wide receivers. Definitely, maybe a different philosophy in the defensive end. The defensive backfield, I mean. Back end, I should have said. Those are changes. And now that you've changed personnel, where you had a Dez Bryant as a number 1 wide receiver, now you've got a different philosophy where it is going to be more of the open man. You lost Jason Witten, who, to me, should be in the Ring of Honor right now and should be a first ballot Hall of Famer. You knew basically that Jason Witten wasn't getting 20, 30 yards downfield very often. It was predictable. Now it's a lot unknown. It's a lot of new faces, a lot of new coaching. And hopefully the Cowboys take this as an opportunity to change up some things. We got new people, new coaches, new players. They don't know what we were necessarily doing before. So this is a good time to implement some changes for the betterment of the team. The one thing that I worry about is, as I look at this team, losing a Dez Bryant, losing a Jason Witten, losing Tony Romo a couple years ago, is the leadership role. This is Dak Prescott's team, and I think he's going to take the bull by the horns, at least on the offense, and be a leader, because he's going to have to. This team will only go as far as Dak Prescott takes them. The first year, he deferred to Tony Romo. It was Tony Romo still. The whole season, he played it perfectly. He was the statesman. He wasn't out there cutting up Tony Romo, I'm here for your job. The second year, began to take a little bit of that step. But you still had Jason Witten, who was the guy. Whenever there was an incident with a Dez Bryant or with a coach or somebody, it was always Jason Witten was the elder statesman. Well, now, those guys are gone. It's up to you now, Dak. This is truly your team. It's time for you to put your stamp on it. When you get in that huddle with those 10 guys, they're looking for you for leadership. They're looking for you for that calm, cool collective that, hey, we got this. We're going to need that. We need you to be the superstar. On the defense, I'm not sure who that guy is. I talked about this last night in our live stream, that Charles Haley was a vocal leader. Charles Haley was an in-your-face guy that if you weren't about winning, he was going to be the one to put a foot in your behind. You have a Sean Lee who leads by example by going out there and playing, but he's not a vocal rah-rah guy. Usually it's your safety that is that rah-rah guy, that field general, that guy that is the leader. It's one of the reasons why I wanted an Earl Thomas here. Don't get me wrong, Xavier Woods, I love him. Xavier lays the wood is my nickname for him. Xavier has all kinds of skill, talent, and everything else. But I'm not sure that he is ready to be the guy, to be the leader on the team right now. He's still feeling his way and learning his way with that defense. But an Earl Thomas has been to the mountain. He's got that ring. He's been on one of the best defensive backfields. And it's more than just the skill level. It's also the teaching, the leadership role that I look forward to having a guy like that that's veteran presence. I don't think it's dead yet. I think the Seattle Seahawks are going to get more and more desperate and will be more willing to deal as it gets closer to the season if Earl Thomas forces their hand. For once, I think the Dallas Cowboys have actually played a position perfect. They could have had him, but instead of going for Earl Thomas, that second-round pick, they took Connor Williams, a guy they said, we know he can be potentially great for 10 years on the offensive line. He will fill an immediate need and will make that offense stronger, as opposed to the immediate benefit of Earl Thomas. But they're not out of it yet. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But, guys, I got a lot of work to do. I want to get everything done, start straightening up in here, and then start watching All or Nothing. So I'll get back to you guys, my thoughts on that. And as things begin to slow down and I get caught up, I'm going to start doing a little bit of film breakdown on the new parts that we have to work with and see how they're going to fit in with our schemes. So, guys, hope you're having a great weekend. Make sure you do something productive, because remember, anything you do today is something you don't have to worry about tomorrow. I'm Mark Holmes. This is Cowboy Jobu, and I will see you guys here soon.